Yes, ma'am, I'm good. What about you, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm doing great. So I saw your resume and it was just one page. That's usually how it's in the US. In the US, we have only one page. So
Okay.
did you take it as a reference or like, because in India, like people have like multiple pages in their resume. So I just want to clarify on
Uh,
that.
yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm keeping this one pages only, and because I don't have that much of experience.
Okay.
Only one company. Yes.
So you graduated. When did you graduate?
In year 22, ma'am.
22. Okay. So you
Yes.
had. And what was your graduation?
In BTech mechanical.
Mechanical.
Sorry. B mechanical. Yeah. Yes.
So then why do you want to get into IT now?
Ma'am. At the time of COVID,
Mm,
uh, there are so many openings are started in the IT industry, and simultaneously the mechanical industry is a sudden drop in the vacancies. So many vacancies are there. So I am started preparing, giving interviews, but during I was lagging in the communication round, so I was unable to get that job.
mm.
But laterly I joined one of the organization where I joined as a junior business analyst, ma'am.
Okay, so you
Mm.
joined, so you do have experience, right, as a
Yes,
BA? Okay.
yes, ma'am, but it's not actually exact BA, ma'am. It's a non-technical job, but I found my interest in business analyst roles by
Mm,
watching your videos since 2 to 3 months. So I found interest here, yeah.
okay. So in that role, right, like what was your roles and responsibility? Every day, like what
Yeah.
did you do?
Ma'am, actually, we are working for the US-based online directory.
Mm,
There was a online directory, and our company's project, our company work is to do business listings on that directory. We used to create listing for particular business. Uh, Consider we have one business in US like restaurants.
mm,
So we have to create listing of that
mm,
business in that directory from
mm.
backend. Yes.
From back end,
It
okay.
was completely means non-IT job, you can say, ma'am. Yeah.
Non-IT. So who were giving you requirements of this business listings and all that?
Uh, Ma'am, it's there is a walk-in drive,
Mm-hmm,
yes, in Pune only.
mm-hmm.
So I get that opportunity. One of my friend also there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they are the one they give you requirements?
Yes, he gave me the reference, so I joined.
Not reference, like when you're gathering requirements, I'm asking in the
Uh,
job,
no,
like you
ma'am,
said
no.
that there was a US client and all that, right? So who
Yes.
are giving you requirements? Like, for example, this is a business, this needs to be listed in a certain way. Like, who gave you that requirements?
Uh, the requirement given by our seniors means senior business analyst.
Mm.
Ma'am, we can say my designation is only the business analyst, but working was different from that. Yeah,
So they
basically.
gather requirements for you. That's what.
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes,
So they gather requirements and this they give you a task like for you to do
yes,
it, update it. Did you
yes,
have a
right, ma'am.
chance working with developers?
No, ma'am, no, not much.
Okay. So this is like everyday simple like day-to-day task that you keep
Yes, yes, yes,
and then you're doing. You didn't have actual like opportunity to gather requirements using certain
yes, ma'am.
techniques and all that, right? What about documentation part? How good are you?
Uh, no, ma'am. Documentation part, that means all BRDs, FRD documentation. I get to know this year only, ma'am. Previously, I doesn't know about means what are the things included in business analyst roles.
So did
So this
anyone
year
train
only,
you on the job when you were hired, right? What did they train you?
that there was a tool, ma'am, and on that tool means there was a backend tool for
Mm.
that. There suppose. Uh, they had one directory, and our backend part is um managed by our organization, and we keep listing business on that from
Yeah,
backend
so
side.
did anyone train you on these? Like, I mean, updating, that's fine. Did anyone train you on BA skills? I'm asking.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, as a fresher, they trained us for 1 month.
1 month. Okay. So what
Yeah.
did they train you? What was the curriculum?
Um, like we can say the steps,
Mm,
which steps we need to follow during the adding the listing of the particular business, like address, that
mm,
business, phone number, owner's information. If the business is like a restaurant business,
mm.
then we keep adding them the services like dine-in service, dine-out service,
Like that.
delivery.
Okay.
We provide, yes, like that. Yeah.
So they didn't teach you on like how to write BRD. No, they didn't teach you
Yes.
like those things, right? So BRDs and all, you didn't get a chance to create a BRD or anything
No,
like that.
ma'am.
No
No, no.
documentation. What about flow diagrams? Do you have any experience in drawing flow
Uh,
diagrams?
no, ma'am, no, no
Okay,
experience.
so no
Mhm.
experience.
Yes, this all learned by watching your video, ma'am. That 9 hours video.
Oh, that's one.
Which I
Okay.
get to know. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it took a lot of time for me to create that video.
Yes, ma'am. But I took only 2 days to complete that video.
No, that's great. Some people finish it in like a day. Like they tell me I finish
Yeah,
it
yeah.
in one
Yes.
go. But I'm glad it was.
Mhm.
It took a long time for me to create it, edit it, and then
Mhm.
upload it. It took a long time. Okay, so why did you leave in Jan 2024? What's the reason?
Uh, the very to be honest with you, ma'am, the very first reason is that the working hours. The working hour is same, means only the evening shift was there. Means
Okay, so
6 p.m. to 3 a.m. The completely night shift I was working
graveyard
for
shift.
1 year. Yes.
Graveyard shift. Okay,
And
6 p.m.
being engineer, I also wanted to get the job into proper IT domain, like software development.
Mm,
So I think staying here for 1 year is enough for me. So
mm.
I left that organization. Uh,
Okay, you left in Jan. It's almost a year now. So what did you do in that period?
Uh, in that duration, ma'am, means basically I don't know about the business analyst role, but
Mm,
some of the friends suggest me that you can do the data analyst course. So
mm,
I joined the 6 months, sorry, 4 months course of the data analyst where I studied the tools like Power BI, MySQL,
mm.
Tableau, that visualizations tools, ma'am. Yeah.
So, but see, I have I have a concern. You had a degree in mechanical, so you didn't have a computer science background, right? So,
Yes.
doing this data analyst, did you find it very difficult or it was easy for you?
Very easy.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you were able to grasp all the concepts and
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm also simultaneously I was exploring a different domains in IT like business analyst, QA tester.
Mm.
So also simultaneously I found interest in business analyst role also. But later I realized that the data analyst tools not really help to get me as a BA.
Yeah,
So
that's where people make
yeah.
mistake. People think like if you learn all these tools, you will get into BA roles, but the expectation is a little bit different, right? So these are
Mhm.
two different roles. Okay, so
Yes.
data analyst and analyst are two different roles, and sometimes like the job description says that BA, but they want like completely a person who's trained in all this like tools and all that. That's like a few very few cases, like you can say like 5% of jobs in the market they want that mixed role, right? So they want a
Yes.
BA as well as they want someone who knows these roles. That's like very small percentage. But if you have to like see, you need to tell me your career vision. So now you have options and you're very young, you're not even like you're just graduated in 2022, and you work in a company and you figured out that what you want. So you need to tell like what is the ideal job for you, what exactly that you want to get into, whether you want to be a data analyst or business analyst or a tester, or what do you want to become
Currently I want to become a BA, ma'am, after
currently? Okay,
the
currently
opportunity. Yeah.
and I want to become a BA. Okay. So, did you attend any interviews after this course and everything? How many interviews did you attend?
Ma'am, it's almost 5 to 6 interviews I have attended in last 2 months in October and November. And
Mm,
December there is slightly decrease in resume shortlisting. Yes, I
okay.
think I feel my limited experience is a hurdle, or mm,
So, in this five
that's the
interviews,
reason
like,
one of
what are
them.
the questions they asked you?
Uh, like as a BA, they asked like a requirement gathering,
Mm,
EML diagrams, uh, like all BA questions like SQL they ask in technical parts,
Mm,
Jira tool, SDLC methodologies. Uh, on that experience, I have created this resume, like
mm.
keywords I have added. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they everything is like BA, like
Yes,
proper
yes.
BA questions, right? So that's
But
what they asked.
I found that I unable to convince that I really worked as a BA earlier. So
Mm.
that's maybe the one of the reason.
Okay, yeah, since like you didn't have that real-time experience, right? I mean,
Yes,
they
ma'am.
would have figured out like how long did you
Yes.
stay in the interview? Like for these 5 interviews, were you able
Uh,
to hold till the end or?
Actually, where I did my data analyst course, I have attended 2 to 3 mock interviews where
Mm,
I stay up to 40 to 50 minutes.
mm,
And as a BA, I attended 2 interviews where I 30 to 40 minutes, ma'am. 40
30
minutes.
to 40 minutes, you were
Yeah.
able to stay. Okay.
I
So,
able to answer the questions like on SQL, like as a BA theoretical part, I have explained all, but later they found that I really don't have experience in that. Actually,
that
yeah.
okay. So, what are
Yeah.
the scenario-based questions they asked you? Do you remember anything?
Like scenario, uh, like questions like which stakeholders, what are the conflicts do you face during the development?
Okay.
Like, yes.
Stakeholders conflict. That's a very
Mhm.
popular question.
Mhm. And what project management methodologies are you familiar with? Like,
Product management methodologies,
and requirement gathering techniques and prioritization methods.
prioritization methods. Okay. Yeah. Have you heard of which Jeff methods?
Uh, no, ma'am.
That's the method they use. You're not, so you don't know what is which Jeff?
No, ma'am.
You don't know, right? So that's the answer. So that's the method we use. We use Moscow, but the accurate method, how to calculate all the user story points, and then we do prioritization is like by Wisjeff method. So I can teach you that. And then, like, do you remember any other questions, behavioral questions? Like,
Uh, behavioral questions. Don't remember.
okay. So, I mean, glad you got that 5 interviews because with like 2 years of experience, almost it's very difficult to get even a chance, right? That good you got that experience,
Mhm.
but I want you to understand that. Um, I mean, you are a good learner. See, you have done so much of learning in this like 1 year, right?
Yes.
You did so many
Yes.
courses and all, and you're interested, and at least now you're clear. You want to get into BA roles and all that.
Yes.
So first we need to focus on um, I have to teach you like maybe 1 or 2 projects,
Okay.
1 or 2 projects. So which domain do you want to learn? Do you want to learn healthcare or banking, or you have any specific domain that you want to learn?
I want to learn in banking, man. BFSI. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, banking domain, right? And okay, so in this banking domain, if we take like 1 or 2 projects, basically you need to first learn about how data is being extracted, like how data comes to the system. Okay, there are
Okay.
multiple projects in IT, right? If taking banking, there are very multiple projects like online banking, mobile banking. You have backend, so many like a mortgage processing system, credit card processing. There are so many IT teams um, in the backend. Okay, so we
Okay.
need to like choose 2 projects, and in the 2 projects, like I can teach you on like what are the banking concepts and how do you make sure that you explain this to the interviewer, and how do you make sure that so they may be asking you as a BA, like how did you gather requirements? Give me an example. So without projects, right, it's very difficult for you to explain that. Like if they ask you how did you get the requirements, you can theoretically you can say that yeah, I did interviews, I did workshops, I did brainstorming, but that's not what they're expecting. They're asking you to give examples that you have already done in your work, right? So you need to explain in such a way that okay, this was my project, this is the application that I worked on,
Okay.
and
But
this
my,
is
as a junior BA, no one will give me a chance to sit with the stakeholders to gather requirements, ma'am.
Yeah,
Is that
that's right.
happening?
I mean, see, that everybody understand, but you need to like cross that phase and get the job right now. It's almost a year now.
Yes, yes.
So if you have that in your mind that as a junior BA, like nobody is going to give, yes, that's fine. That's the reality. We
Mhm.
understand that. But if you tell the truth in the interview, if you're very honest, they're not going to hire you.
Yes, sure, ma'am.
See, they are not going to hire you, right? You know that. If you're being
Mm.
very brutally honest in the interview and you say that, no, I
Mhm.
didn't do that. I didn't get a chance to do it. Nobody trained me. This is what I did. I just did simple tasks that they trained me for 1 month, for 2 years. That's what I did. Nobody's going to hire you.
Yeah.
So what we need to showcase is like you did like 2 projects and you worked as a junior BA and you gathered requirements, you interacted with the stakeholders, that was your day-to-day responsibility. You worked in a scrum team, you had developers, and I mean from a project perspective I can tell you how to explain that, but you have to make sure that you tell that in detail, and how do you write user stories, and how do you make sure you document all the requirements, how do you create all these UML diagrams, what are the tools that you used, and how did you use SQL in the project. So basically you have to make sure that you have all this in your resume. So we need to update your resume, that's also there. Also,
Okay.
like for example here and all, we need to like make sure update a few things here. Also we need to update a few things,
Yeah.
but I want you to gain that confidence. You're telling me that you don't have like enough communication skills. That's not a problem. What we need is like in the interview for that 1 hour you need to be very confident in explaining what you've done.
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Okay, so it can be
Yeah.
1 or 2 projects. You have to be completely trained on those 2 projects because it's just you have only 2 years of experience, right? So 2 projects, if you for this for like for 2 years, you can say that I did for 2 projects, and then you have to explain them in banking domain or whatever domain you want to tell. So you can explain to them based upon the company that you worked on, and then you make sure that you tell them as if like you've done real B stuff.
Okay.
Only then you are going to get the job.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, so certain times you have to you have to like say anyway, if you get the job you are going to work, right? Do the work.
Yes.
Nobody is going to do for you, and it will be, I know it will be very difficult in the very first few months, but anyway you will do it and you will learn very quickly, because you don't have a job, how important that job is. So you're going to learn on the job, and in the job nobody is going to train you. Nobody is going to
Yes.
sit and teach
Oh.
you on how to write BRD. Nobody is going to teach you on how to write user stories and all. So you cannot expect that from a senior BA. What they can tell you is, okay, this is the application that you need to work on.
Mm.
These are the existing documents that we have. And then from there, they expect you to start working.
Okay.
So it takes a time, like at least like 2 to 3 weeks for you to learn all these BA skills. And then like I will give you homework, a little bit of homework. You need to try to draw those diagrams based upon the projects that we're adding. You need to do your own research and all, and you need to update. But I'm based upon your resume, you need to add at least 2 projects in your resume,
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
and you have to like make sure that you answer the questions accordingly. So for example, questions like what are the stakeholders conflict, like how did you handle conflict? So conflict will come when actually what they ask you about like scenarios where you have stakeholders conflict, you have negative stakeholders, how did you manage it? So for example, they give you they give you requirements, right? They give you requirements and you document those requirements. And then you get sign off. And then after you started development, after like 2 weeks into development, they're coming now and they're telling that they want to change requirements. They keep changing requirements, right? It
Yes.
can be to any reason, like even we change requirements. So
Means we
when
can accept changes requirements in agile methodologies, right?
yes, in
Yes.
agile, but we
Mm.
are not, see today for example, if I am the BA and you are the business owner, I'm telling as an example, and
Yes.
you get giving me a requirement for building a mobile application. Okay, so you want let's say you are a restaurant owner. Okay, you have a
Mm.
brand new restaurant, and you're coming and telling me that I need a mobile application for my restaurant, so that
Okay.
people can they can order food, they can pick up food, I can deliver food. So that's my application. Okay. And
Okay.
you're giving me, when I gather requirements, you're giving me requirements in a certain way. This is how it should look. For example, application should look mostly red and white, and it needs to be existing customers. We need the customers has to log in. It needs to be compatible with
Create accountable. Yes.
iPhone and Android. So I'm getting requirements, right? And I'm like, I'm documenting that, and you're providing me sign off.
Okay.
And then I started my development. My team is like starting development. Now, during development, you're again coming because you're the business owner. Okay. You're
Yes.
coming and saying that,
Ah,
no, I don't want to be in this. I discussed with some of my friends, my other friends who had restaurant they have this feature. Can you make sure you add this feature? We can add it. I'm not saying we cannot add it. We can add it. But how should I respond? I'm the BA. Now you have a
yes.
conflict with me, right? You're telling me to do something that we didn't agree upon, right? Now you come and say, if it's a small change, yes, we can do it. But for example, if it's a very big code change, and my developer has almost finished development, so conflicts can come in changing requirements, adding additional scope, or like, and they don't want the timeline also to be delayed. For example, we have scheduled a go live date on February 20th, 2025. We have scheduled that day, go live date, because you're thinking that that is the right date for me to go live, for my application to go live. We have a go live date. Now again, you're coming to me and you're changing requirements. Obviously I'm going to be agitated, right? Because we don't have enough resources or enough timeline to again like gather requirements, to verify that, to document it, to get the sign off, again do an LOE and give you that budgeting approval has to be done. Again, my coders have to like they have to do all their code changes. You have to retest again. So, but if you're not delaying that go live date, you're like we are very adamant that no, go live date cannot be changed. It has to go on February 20th,
Okay.
2025. That's the day. So this is conflict between stakeholders and the BA, right? So,
Yes. Yes.
in that case, what will you do? That's what is a question, because every single team, like they undergo the situation. So when
Okay.
business owners, that's because business owners are very prone to changing their requirements. Today, market has a trend. After 2 weeks, market will have a different trend. Competitors are releasing different products. So they view those products. They'll be like, okay, they have released that feature. Like, let me also add that feature. So that's because business owners are constantly monitoring competitors' products. Okay.
Okay.
If the
Ah,
competitor, let's say you and your friend have to you and your competitor have restaurants. Okay. You both are competitors. If your competitor is releasing a mobile application that has exclusive features to the members, so you want those features too, right?
okay.
I mean, I'm just asking you, if your competitor is releasing something very exclusive in his mobile application, he's having features where you can members can chat with somebody in the kitchen. They can like add or delete the product. They can like give notes on whether it's spicy or medium or something like that. Members can do it. That's an exclusive feature, and you don't have that right now. You didn't give me that requirement. So in that case, you're going to come to me and you're going to say that, can you make something like this? Can you please change the requirements? So as a BA, when it says conflict, mostly 95% it will be changing in requirements only. So what do? We follow something called as change control process.
Yes, because of the sudden requirements in the middle of the projects, that's why conflicts are occurred. Right.
Yeah. So when they ask you, how did you handle conflicts with stakeholders? So you need to give an example. Yes, I did. I also had a conflict with my stakeholders. This is the scenario. And what did I do? We have a change control process. So I explained to the stakeholder saying that whenever there is a change in the requirement, this is what we do. You need to like again submit an intake request. We will review all the changes, and we will also give you a LOE. Like LOE in the sense level of effort. Level of effort
Develop.
means
Okay.
budgeting.
Budgeting.
Yeah, funding. Okay, so a level of effort means budgeting or funding. So we give that, and then if you agree, if you agree with those budgets, yes, then
Okay.
we will make sure we will change. But the timeline, we cannot guarantee the timeline because it's now almost now December. almost end of December, and February that is go live. You want to change something, we delay the go live date. I mean, you
Mm.
cannot, BA is not responsible for delaying the date. You have to discuss with your developers on whether this new changes can be done within those timelines, whether we can test those changes and all. So that's not like you're not taking decision for a whole team, right? You're going to like talk to your developers with the whole scrum team, your scrum master, product owner, then decide like whether these changes can be done for February or it's going to delay and go till March.
Okay. Okay.
So when the go live date is like, if the developer is saying that no, this cannot be done in February, this can be only done in March because the changes are huge. So now the stakeholder is going to fight with you,
Okay.
right? They're going to like, oh, I know we cannot change the go live date, but you changed requirements, we cannot accommodate those requirements. Is that okay? So now we are going to have this back and forth, this fighting, right? Okay, no, whether we need to accommodate changes, whether funding is there, whether the go live date can be delayed, it depends upon like, so every day you're going to have calls with the stakeholders and you're going to talk to it. And number one thing is like, even though you have conflict with your stakeholders, you have to like talk to them very professionally. You should not be screaming. If they scream also, you should not respond like that. Okay, even they are like we I have had stakeholders who can literally like scream at you, and
Okay.
they can escalate to staff VP. They can also do any kind of thing. That's totally fine. They are agitated, that's fine, but you don't respond like that. You will be like very professional, and you say that,
Oh.
see, I'm just
Mm.
stating the facts here. Okay, so you gave me requirements and now you changed requirements, and this is the last date you send me an email stating that you signed off on the earlier requirements. Now you want to change. We have a process. That process is called a change control process. We
Oh.
cannot accommodate your new requirements without further approval, and the go live date will be delayed because of your change. We are not changing the go live date. So from a BA's perspective, you need to have that professional behavior, and you make sure that you are very calm and composed. You don't scream, you don't make a chaos in the calls. But even the opponent, I mean the stakeholders are very agitated, they are very tense, they are angry, they can also trigger you, but you have to be in control, and you have to say that this is how our team works. If you want to escalate, yes, you can escalate to staff VP, that doesn't matter. My manager is aware of what we are doing. And you have to make sure that as you are representing your team, right, you're not representing you. So you're
Okay.
representing your scrum team, you're representing your scrum master, you're representing your manager, you're representing your developer. So that's how you have to explain in the interview. When they ask you about, can you tell me a scenario, what did you do as a BA? So like, if you answer like this, then they'll be like, okay, fine, this person is confident to handle conflicts, because they want someone who can handle conflicts, not someone who's shy, not someone who's like easily get tensed, not someone who's like agitated with all the stakeholders, right? So they want someone who can handle things professionally.
Yes, ma'am. I was confidently telling them about my experiences, but once they get into detailed questions,
Mm,
so I struggle there. Yeah. Also, there was a time they asked about the process, and I hadn't really worked on such as Jira tools, API documentation.
mm.
While I was familiar with the concepts and lacked the confidence to discuss them. Yeah.
They asked about APIs. What APIs?
APIs like in the UAT testing, they ask about the APIs, but I don't remember the exact questions, but related questions they asked.
About REST or SOAP? Did you ask
Yes.
anything like difference between those two? What APIs
Yes,
did
I
you
have.
use? You know.
uh, Yes, I've seen the many job descriptions in the Naukri profile. I have observed that there are some tools which varies by JD to JD. Like in some JD, they asked about the testing part,
Mm.
means API, sorry, RESTful APIs, like
Mm-hmm.
they
RESTful.
mentioned. Yeah.
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 So do you know about Postman?
Yes, Postman tool for testing purpose. Tester
Yeah.
used, yes.
This
Yeah.
is the tool. Yeah, I think it's not logging in. Okay. Yes, so you do you know how to test APIs?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you know what are the different methods in the so REST API? Like,
Yes, ma'am. Get, post,
mm,
put.
okay,
These
like,
are
but theoretically, but you don't know how to test.
eradicate. Yes. No, no, no. I don't know about the testing.
Okay, like how did you learn then?
By YouTube. on YouTube I have learned means once if in some interview they will ask about the testing part, then
Mm.
after that interview I got rejection and suddenly I started testing part. Yeah.
Okay. So you know about all these methods, put
Yes.
method, post method. So you know all these methods, right? Get method, but you didn't actually test with postman.
No, no, never.
Then you're in trouble because you know all the
Yes.
methods. They are going to ask you how did you test in postman.
Yes. Being a fresher with the 1 year of experience, I didn't got chance to learn more things. Yeah,
Mm.
that's maybe the reason.
It's not very difficult. Okay, so you need to get the APIs from the developers, and then you need to make sure that you can test. Postman is a testing tool, so you need to make sure that you validate all these methods. You need to connect and then make sure whether what is request and response. If we give certain requests, what should be the expected response? If I don't get the expected response, then that's an error. That's how you test the APIs.
Okay.
But yeah, you need to test it, otherwise you don't understand what I'm telling.
Means as a BA, we have to work on the testing part. I think the
Okay.
Scrum team will be there for that, right, ma'am?
So the API configuration and all like that is the developer's work, but you can testing is easy. It can be done by BA.
Okay.
Testing is not at all difficult. You're going to test whether you get request and response. Okay.
Okay. In the some interviews, they also asked about like BFSI questions, uh, like means domain specific questions, like understanding of industry specific process,
What are the
like basic
questions they asked?
understanding. Yes, yes, yes.
So what are the domain questions they asked?
Banking, banking related means mutual funds, like core banking,
Mm,
remittances. The actually I have applied for the Wipro. There was a role for remittances, means
hmm
international money transfer. But
International buyer.
unfortunately, the HR will hold that HR hold that position for some time
Mm.
because the in December there are many managers are on leave, so that's why.
Okay, so they asked you all this core domain questions. Have you worked on core banking? What are the process for core banking? So this is for not for the US, right? They're asking about for a project that is somewhere
Yes.
that's in India.
India mainly there are I think there are banking related projects are there in IT.
Yeah,
Not
okay,
able to
SBI.
see healthcare also. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So they're asking those kind of questions. So did you attend any other domain related interviews, any other domain apart from banking?
No, ma'am, no. Just with the 4 to 5 interviews, ma'am.
Okay,
Mm. In October and November.
October and November, got it.
December there is not a single interview, ma'am.
Okay, so this, I mean, I asked about like domain. So you attended only banking related interviews, right?
Yes,
Not
yes.
anything to
Yes.
healthcare or retail, nothing like that.
Not, ma'am, no others.
Only banking. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Okay, Yogesh. So for you, right, it's very clear. So you do have a lot of skills, but the only thing is like you don't have that real IT project oriented skills. So I need to train you on those projects, one or two banking projects, and then
Okay.
make sure that you also learn all these techniques, all scenario based questions, and then how to answer all these behavioral and scenario based questions. Also, some about this API, how to test using Postman. These questions also you need to learn.
Yes, yes.
And then prioritization methods. So maybe I can also give you a 30-minute class on how to do prioritization. What are the different ways user story can be prioritized?
Uh, ma'am, I found that because of my less experience, I didn't get much that interviews calls.
Yeah, I mean, see, you graduated, right? We cannot add experience. That will be like you adding experience in your 10th or 12th grade.
No, no,
So,
no. For this year, ma'am, year 2024,
mm,
nothing I did, ma'am. So I have to manage that 1 year of experience from somewhere so I can put the projects there.
yeah, I
Is
mean,
it possible,
I
ma'am?
wouldn't, yeah, that's up to you. If you
Okay.
want to show genuine, yes, you can do it. Otherwise, it's up to you. I'm not going to say I had experience
Yes,
when
ma'am. Yeah.
you don't have a job. I'm not going to say that. But whatever
Okay.
whenever you had job inside, like this is genuine, right? So inside this, we can add projects. That's what I'm saying. If you want to add after January, it's up to you. It depends upon like how you're going to do it.
Mhm.
Okay. So I think Yogesh, we are clear, right, on this, on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
next steps that we are going to do. Okay. So for next class will be on Monday, same time. Are you okay with that?
Uh, on Monday evening. Okay, ma'am. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
So
Yeah.
I want you to learn certain concepts before that.
Okay.
So I want you to, I can give you access to my banking course. Okay. So what I will do is
Okay.
I'll give you access to my paid banking course. That's a paid course, but I will give you
Oh,
access to that course. And then I want you to review all those videos within like Monday on my.
okay.
So you have a fair idea of what I'm talking about on Monday.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I
Okay.
got it.
So after this, like today, I will give you access to those videos, finish those videos, and then Monday we can have another call and discuss in detail about banking
Yes,
domain
sure, ma'am.
and then what we can do.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay,
sure.
ma'am. Ma'am, can you please tell me about some strategies related to searching for jobs?
See, you have
Oh,
to be
yes.
prepared. That's one thing. And yeah, we need to change your resume. That's for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
So we need to add all those terminologies. We have to add experience in detail. So whatever domain we are going to add, right? If let's say banking, we need to add those things in detail. You have to explain all the concepts here. Make sure it's highlighted. Only then your resume will be shortlisted.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So this resume has to
Now
be
I,
changed and
okay, ma'am. I
updated.
feel now much more confident, ma'am, in my learning. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean you will
Okay.
get it. See, you're very young, so there's a high chance like your resume will be shortlisted. So,
Okay.
but we want to change this resume. We need to have the most
Mm.
updated resume. That's for sure.
Okay. Ma'am, you are thinking that I am young, very young, but many of my friends are having the 2 years of experience they are doing from last 2 years, and I'm not able to get that job into IT.
Yeah, that's fine. See, not everybody. See, I wouldn't compare. See, job
No.
search is very unique journey, right? So let's say
Yes.
like you are getting a lottery and then you're getting maybe 100 crores. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. Will you like compare your life with them? No, right? So
No.
because you
No.
you hit the lottery, you're not going to compare your life or their life. So I wouldn't like compare my journey with others, right?
No.
Everybody
No.
has their own journey. So what you need to compare is, yes, 2 years before I don't know this, but now I know this,
Okay.
right? Like earlier, like in Jan 2024, I don't know none of this. I didn't have these skills, right? Like, but in Jan 2025, I know everything about BA, so I'm very confident, and I will be able to get that. And then, sure, your life will throw you some hurdles, but you have to over and bypass that, and you overcome that, and you are going to like somehow be successful, right? So I wouldn't compare with me. That's a problem. We compare our success with others, so that is only like going to demotivate you. So what you need to
Yes.
compare is like from Jan 2024, did I progress or not? Like it's going to be Jan 2025. Did I progress something? Yes. You got a chance now for the training. You're going to upgrade your skills. And then you're going to add everything in your resume and you're going to be again in the market, right? You can also get a job like that, like that's very, very high paying than your friends.
Okay, ma'am.
You can also land in that job. That is a total possibility, 100% possibility, right? You can hit the jackpot. Maybe you are going to become a project manager in 10 years where they cannot do, but you never know. So I wouldn't like compare every single thing, every single step in my life with my friends or competitors. And then because that's going to demotivate you, right? There is no use of like comparing your life success with others when they can be from computer science background, or they would have landed by luck. They would have got into a very good team and they're surviving there, their package is high. But it's not that you cannot do that. You have a chance, very good chance, and you have now like a new coach for you. So we are going to like make sure you are up to the market trends and updates. And so there's a chance for you also to land in a very big, like higher job than them, like highly paying job than them also. So I don't want you to compare. All I wanted to do is like be very motivated for next 1 month, and then like previous year, like for example, like how did I do? How did I do in last year? How did I do? I mean, last month, whether I'm better than last week. So you need to like compare with your own skills only, not with others. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, I will work on it, ma'am.
Yeah, I don't want you to, because that's going to demotivate you, that I've already told you. Because we know, see, their experiences and opportunities and in life, their background, parents, career, their family support, everything is fact makes a difference, right, in one's life. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
Yeah, so yeah, the parents can be wealthy, or they have background support, or they can have a brother working in Wipro who is going to give them reference. We have multiple factors. And like for me, I was the very first generation in my family, like to have an engineering degree. Nobody guided me, and I didn't have
Okay.
support, and I didn't have a cousin who told me like get into computer science. Like nobody guided me, so I have to do everything by my own from scratch. I have to do my own research. And of course, like parents very supportive, but they don't know, they never forced me into anything. They never and they also don't know to guide you, because you are the very first generation that has engineering degree. They don't know what to tell you, right? Because they were afraid, like if I say something and if they get it, and if she doesn't get a job, what to do. So they are like, okay, you decide. But there was no one for me to support and then tell me what should I do. So everything from scratch, I have to do my own research, and then I have to figure out what are the skill gap do I have, what should I do, these are the trends in the market. Then I have to update my own skill. That's how, like, you keep doing it, and you end
Mm.
up way better than others who have background. And like
Yes, ma'am.
their parents their parents can be very wealthy, their brothers can be
Yes,
very
don't
wealthy.
want to, ma'am, again take money from my parents because I'm living in the away from my hometown. I'm living in Pune.
Mm,
Uh, since last 6 years, I have been here for
mm.
engineering. Also, I did here.
Okay,
So
what's your
really
hometown?
desperate for this hometown in Maharashtra also,
Hmm.
in 400 kilometers from Pune.
I
Not
was in
too far.
Nasik, actually. I lived in Nasik.
Like, oh, it's
Yeah,
in
so
very near me. It's very near
yeah,
Nasik.
I used to
Yeah.
live there. Like I was there for about a year. I worked
For
there
how long? 1 year. Okay, okay,
for
ma'am.
WNS. Do you know
Oh,
WNS company?
yes, ma'am. Yes, it's organization also in Pune. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I used to. So
Mm.
I remember Pune Airport. I remember
Yes, yes.
it's so.
Okay, okay.
It was like nobody is there. What is this? Is this an airport? So from Pune Airport, I took an auto. I went to
Okay.
the bus stand from Pune bus stand. Okay, so Pune bus stand. From there, and I went
Mm.
to Nasik. I took a bus.
Okay, okay.
I went.
Airport is situated means next to the city in Pune, like.
Right, right. So I
Yeah.
went there, and Nasik was a wonderful place. I love Nasik. And their grapes and everything. They have all these grapes, grape,
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
yeah, grapes
Vineyard
and
also there.
vineyard. Yes, it was
Yes, yes.
wonderful. And I went to Trimbakeshwar temple. Even that,
Trimbakeshwar, yes, one of the Jyotirling. Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah. So I went there and I saw all the darshan. It was mind blowing. I stayed there for a year.
Okay,
And
okay.
I love Nasik. I love Pune. I like poha from Pune. They're all like very nice. So
It's
I'm
my
aware of
favorite place.
Pune. And
Yes.
yeah, yeah, I'm aware of that area. I lived there for about a year before my
Okay.
marriage. So my marriage was fixed when I was in Nasik.
Oh,
So I
ma.
was in
Nice.
Nasik. Yeah, so I was in Nasik. My husband was in the US. So
Okay.
we did all this video calling and all those time. There is something called Skype, right? You remember Skype? I don't know whether this
Okay, ma'am.
generation.
That's why you love Nasik, ma'am, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's why my memories are evergreen
Okay.
in Nasik, because I
Yes,
remember
yes.
there is one street in Nasik where you get everything, and the way people are very friendly there. And it's a small town, but it's very friendly and it's always
Yes, ma'am.
green. And I love
Yes.
Nasik. And it's very
Yes.
small town, but from there I went to Shiradi also. Shiradi is very nearby to Nasik, right? So I
Yes, Shirdi
traveled
is very near to Pune also. It's
a couple of
150 to 200 kilometers. Yes.
yeah, a couple of times I went to
Okay.
Shiradi
Yes,
too.
ma'am.
So I had
Now
wonderful
it's
memories.
completely changed, ma'am. Now you like it's more, very, means you like more now.
No, I have never been. See, it's been a while I've been in the US, so maybe I'll travel next year or maybe
Okay, ma'am.
2026. So
Please try to come, ma'am, in next year.
yeah, I
There
should
are
come.
so
I
many
should come.
things are changed here. You
Yeah,
will definitely like those. Yes.
really, yeah, I have to. I'm planning to come to Shiradi. So let me see.
Okay.
So
Shirdi.
maybe from Pune, right? From Pune, I think you need to take a bus or maybe car.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Now, Pune is very close to Shirdi.
Yeah, so
And there
maybe
are
I.
so many means facilities, amenities are available in Nashik now. They
No.
changed all the previously. Yes.
Yeah. So my memories with Nasik is I'm me getting engaged. Me getting engaged and calling. My husband was in the US, so I was in India. So we are doing all the Skype calling, And that's
Okay.
my memories in Nasik.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, sounds good, Yogesh. So I will give you access to my
Mhm.
that banking videos. So
Okay,
like,
ma'am.
please finish that within the next 3 to 4 days, and then Monday we can
Yes,
reconnect.
ma'am. I'm ready to learn all those things in very limited time because, ma'am, I'm fully in the preparation mode now. Means don't have any job,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm not living at my home. I'm living with my bachelor friends. So
Mm-hmm.
I have overall means all the time to learn all these things.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm actively applying for the jobs daily in
Mm-hmm.
morning, and
Mm-hmm.
after that, I learning means from the YouTube.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, you should be ready in 2 or 3 weeks, right? You should be completely ready. That I can
Okay.
guarantee.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good, Yogesh. See you on Monday. Bye.